From nation's golden boy to the center of a tax storm, everything we know about Cha Eun-woo's explosive tax scandal. 4 years, Cha Eun-woo represented something rare in Korean entertainment: perfection without controversy. Known for his flawless visuals, gentle demeanor, and carefully maintained, clean image, he was often described as the ideal celebrity: talented, polite, disciplined, and scandal-free. That image shattered on January 22nd, when Korean media dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Cha Eun-woo, once untouchable, was suddenly at the center of one of the largest tax evasion controversies ever linked to a Korean celebrity. What followed was a storm of investigations, leaked reports, corporate scrutiny, public backlash, brand withdrawals, and an ongoing debate over one crucial question. Is Cha Eun-woo guilty of deliberate tax evasion, or is he trapped inside a legally gray financial structure created to protect his career? This is everything we know so far. 1. The scandal breaks. January 22nd and the shock that followed. On January 22nd, Korean outlets reported that Cha Eun-woo had been investigated by the National Tax Service, NTS, the previous year over suspected tax evasion. According to the report, the NTS concluded that Cha Eun-woo owed over 20 billion won, approximately $13.6 million, in additional income and related taxes. The figure alone was staggering. Industry insiders immediately pointed out that this was one of the largest tax bills ever issued to a Korean celebrity, placing the case in an entirely different category from past tax disputes involving entertainers. Almost overnight, Cha Eun-woo's name was no longer associated with nation's first love or perfect idol actor, but with words like audit, paper company, and tax avoidance scheme. 2. A perfectly timed investigation? One detail immediately raised eyebrows. The tax audit had reportedly taken place before Cha Eun-woo enlisted in the military in July of the previous year, yet the results were not publicly disclosed until after his enlistment process was completed. According to multiple reports, the National Tax Service delayed issuing the final audit notice at Cha Eun-woo's request, allowing him to complete enlistment procedures without disruption. This timing sparked immediate suspicion online. Some netizens asked, had negotiations already been taking place behind the scenes? Was military enlistment used as a shield from public backlash? Why was the announcement delayed if the findings were already finalized? While no evidence has surfaced to suggest preferential treatment, the optics alone were enough to fuel speculation. 3. The family company at the center of the storm. At the heart of the controversy lies a family-run company established by Cha Eun-woo's mother, often referred to in reports as Corporation A, later identified as LNC. On paper, Cha Eun-woo was signed under Fantaejo, his longtime entertainment agency. However, investigators discovered that a significant portion of his income was routed through this family company. According to the NTS, Fantaejo and the family company entered into a service agreement. Cha Eun-woo's earnings were divided among Fantaejo, the family company, and Cha Eun-woo himself. This structure allegedly reduced the overall tax burden. After examining the arrangement, the NTS concluded that the family company did not provide any meaningful services that justified receiving a share of his income. As a result, the company was classified as a paper company, a business entity that exists legally but does not perform real operational functions. 4. The alleged tax avoidance mechanism. Investigators believe the structure functioned in a familiar way. Rather than declaring all earnings as personal income, portions were allegedly routed through a corporate entity, taxed at a lower corporate rate, shielded from full personal income taxation. This method closely mirrors other high-profile cases in which celebrities established one-person agencies or family-run companies to lower their tax obligations. According to tax experts cited in reports, the company was registered at an address inconsistent with an entertainment management office. There was little evidence of independent staff, planning teams, or operational infrastructure. Luxury vehicles were registered under the company's name, but investigators found no proof of standalone business activity. 5. Fantaejo caught in the crossfire. The scandal did not stop with Cha Eun-woo. The National Tax Service also concluded that Fantaejo was directly involved. The agency was accused of issuing false tax invoices, facilitating questionable financial arrangements with the family company. As a result, Fantaejo was hit with an additional 8.2 billion won tax penalty last August. The agency appealed the decision, but lost. The ruling stood, further reinforcing the NTS's stance that the financial structure surrounding Cha Eun-woo's income was illegitimate. 6. The NTS's preliminary conclusion. After separately questioning Cha Eun-woo and his mother, tax authorities reportedly reached a critical determination. The financial gains generated by the family company ultimately flowed back to Cha Eun-woo himself. Based on this conclusion, the NTS ruled that more than 20 billion won in income taxes had not been properly paid. At this stage, the case shifted from suspicion to formal accusation, at least from the perspective of tax authorities. 7. Cha Eun-woo's defense. Not a shell company. Cha Eun-woo's side pushed back strongly. In an official response, his representatives explained that the family company was created due to years of instability within Fantajo, including frequent leadership changes, internal management turmoil, uncertainty surrounding artist protection. According to their statement, the company was established to allow Cha Eun-woo greater oversight of his career. His mother took an active role to protect his professional interests. The company was legally registered and operated within the entertainment management sector. They emphasized that the core dispute lies in the interpretation of substantive taxation, not intentional wrongdoing. In other words, the issue is not whether the company exists legally, but whether it qualifies as a legitimate entity for tax purposes. Cha Eun-woo's team confirmed that he is cooperating fully with authorities and awaiting a final ruling. 8. Public backlash explodes. Despite the explanation, public sentiment shifted almost instantly. Online comments turned harsh, with some netizens accusing Cha Eun-woo of exploiting legal loopholes, using military enlistment to avoid scrutiny, benefiting from celebrity privilege. Mocking comments circulated widely, questioning why negotiations were even allowed in a tax case and calling for strict punishment. For someone once praised as flawless, the fall was swift and brutal. 9. Fans fight back. At the same time, Cha Eun-woo's fans mobilized. They argued that Fantajo's management history is well documented as chaotic. Financial complexity was inevitable under poor agency oversight. His family acted defensively, not maliciously. Some fans placed full blame on Fantajo, claiming the agency allowed tax matters to spiral out of control. However, critics pushed back with one uncomfortable question. If Fantajo was truly that unstable, why did Cha Eun-woo renew his contract under one of the biggest deals in K-pop history? 10. Brands begin to distance themselves. As the controversy grew, the commercial fallout became visible. On January 22nd, Abib, a skincare brand, made all videos featuring Cha Eun-woo private. Social media posts announcing him as brand ambassador were removed. The following day, Shinhan Bank removed or privatized every video and promotional post featuring him. Neither brand released an official explanation, but the timing spoke volumes. Industry insiders expect more brands to quietly distance themselves if the controversy drags on. 11. Dispatch digs deeper. The family company web. Dispatch soon published a detailed investigation tracing the history of Cha Eun-woo's family-run companies. The story begins during Fantajo's darkest period. In 2016, the agency underwent a hostile acquisition by Chinese investors, forcing out the original CEO and plunging the company into prolonged instability. By 2019, legal disputes and ownership chaos intensified. It was during this period that Cha Eun-woo's mother established Cha Gallery, a personal management company, registered with Cha Eun-woo as CEO, his mother as internal director, his father as financial manager. The company listed 34 business categories, ranging from entertainment management to cosmetics distribution. 12. The expansion and the questions. Over the years, Cha Gallery relocated multiple times. Its address eventually matched a grilled eel restaurant run by his parents. New entities were formed, including LNC and later DNY, Annie LLC. Unlike corporations, LLCs in Korea are not required to publicly disclose financial records, raising concerns about transparency. Dispatch later described one office as barren, structurally incomplete, lacking signs of real business activity. These details fueled suspicions that the structure was designed to minimize oversight, not manage operations. 13. The financial implications. If Cha Eun-woo truly owes nearly $14 million in taxes, analysts estimate that his taxable earnings could exceed $69 million even after expenses. The LLC structure may have enabled private asset management, concealed real estate acquisitions, concentrated financial control within the family. Still, Dispatch noted that one detail remains contested. The building described as abandoned may have been under construction, not deserted. This nuance leaves room for legal debate. 14. Where things stand now. The case is ongoing. The National Tax Service may review appeals, proceed with tax recovery, issue a final ruling that could redefine the outcome. Public opinion remains deeply divided. Some believe Cha Eun-woo knowingly exploited loopholes. Others see a celebrity caught in a complex system built during years of agency instability. 15. The question that won't go away. At its core, this scandal is about more than taxes. It's about image, power, privilege, and the fragile contract between celebrities and the public. Was Cha Eun-woo intentionally avoiding taxes? Or is he paying the price for a financial structure created to protect him, one that crossed an invisible legal line? And perhaps most importantly, will this scandal mark the end of Korea's golden boy, or just the first crack in a carefully built image? The answer may redefine not only Cha Eun-woo's career, but how Korea views its most flawless stars.